Welcome, beautiful people. Hello, beautiful people, beautiful family, beautiful friends. It is that time again. It's the top of the hour, Tuesday morning. Welcome to RFD Talk, where I'm your host, Robin F. David, aka RFD. I am elated to be here live at the mighty 147 Nashville's Heritage Radio Station. Hello, listeners, followers, and family and friends. I am super excited to be here. So happy Tuesday, everyone. Are you ready for an amazing day? I am excited and I'm ready for an amazing day. And I came in this morning thinking about this is an amazing day. And I had so much fun last night, you guys. First, I got to just tell you guys, I was hanging out a little bit last night. So we'll talk about that, right? We'll talk about where I was on the red carpet last night. For some of you who follow me on YouTube and Facebook, you might have seen I was at a red carpet event last night. So we'll talk about that today. We're going to talk about some really fun things today. So hang in here with me. First of all, we always want to thank and remember our amazing sponsors. Our sponsors are here. And I'm getting a call, but I can't take the call right now. I cannot answer the phone. We are going to take calls today. Uh, I want to say I should have took that call maybe, but I couldn't because I am live right here with you all. And it was someone that was trying to reach me on the phone. But back to the show. All right. So if you are listening, I'm not able to take the phone call right away because we have great listeners on the radio here. And I want you guys to stay engaged. Okay, so let's get our sponsors. And hello. I want to thank our sponsors here at RFD Talk. But first of all, I want to tell you a little bit about RFD Talk. I am the executive producer. I am Robin F. David, and you can call me RFD. I am the personality with the personality here at WVOM, live every Tuesday morning. And what we talk about here live, we talk about simple understanding to complicated situations, taking the hard work out of self-love. So in life, in our everyday life, we have complicated situations. And what we talk about here on RFD Talk, we talk about health, we talk about lifestyles, we talk about personal development. We talk about those things that help our mind, body, and spirit evolve and become our best version of ourselves. And a lot of people, in life we go through things that sometimes try to sabotage or block your great self. So what I do is I invite guests on the show who are inspirational speakers, teachers, coaches, and authors who leave information here on the radio and on the podcast on ways to have that life of peace, harmony, more joy, and more happiness. So when you tune into RFD Talk, expect to leave here feeling really good in your skin, in your mind, body, and your spirit, because that's what we do here at the radio show. So last night, first we're going to talk about sponsors first. I want to, before we go into, I'm still so excited, and I actually went to bed way too late, guys. So if I sound a little bit here and there, it's because I could have used a couple more hours of sleep. But here I am, excited again on day 2. When you're excited to do what you do, you don't need a lot of rest. You just get up and do it again each and every day. So I want to thank our sponsors, which is Shave Me Down Handmade Body Butter, which is my favorite body butter. I placed my order yesterday. On yesterday, I had to reorder me some Shave Me Down because I use it. I got to tell you a little bit about me. I use it on my heels all the time. Yes, I am by trade. I am a licensed manicurist. And one of my favorite things about being a manicurist is that I learned to set boundaries stop biting my nail. Women learn how to be confident in their nails. But let me tell you, sometimes with the feet, it's foot care because pedicures are very important. Not just waiting till summertime to get your pedicure. You got to get your pedicure all year long because your feet are a part of your everyday mission and purpose in life. So I want to advocate that you got to go. I want to advocate that you go get your pedicures. Call them foot care. So Shave Me Down is one of my favorite products that I use on my feet because my heels, they can be a little blessed. They could be a lot blessed. If I miss consistency with my pedicures, my feet are bad. I'm telling you. So they're getting better now, though. I want to rephrase that word. They are getting better because of Shave Me Down. So you definitely want to order you some Shave Me Down body butter, handmade. You can have it delivered to your house. You can find it on Facebook, or you can email Shave Me Down at shamemedown06@gmail.com. So thank you, Shave Me Down, for helping RFD in her heels. It's called foot care, people. It is not a pedicure. It is about feeling good from the top to the bottom. And you got to have those feet feeling good, people. So next, we'll be want to thank our amazing sponsor, which is Majestic Elegance Candles and Company, which is a 100% soy-based candle company, and it's toxin free. So it's something good to burn and use day and night. It's one of my favorite candles. I've been using those. And I also have candles created through Majestic Elegance and candles. Excuse me, y'all. Majestic Elegance Candles and Company. I also have my personal brand with them, which is the RFD Talk and Sacred Balance Candle. Hello, welcome, Timothy. I'm so glad you made it, Tiffany. I couldn't answer the phone. Radio listeners, YouTube listeners. Okay, when I was in the beginning of the show, a little bit trying to figure out, where is my guest? Well, he just arrived. Hello, Timothy. And you look so handsome. I got to say, he is looking very handsome. So I'm excited to have you on the show today, Timothy. I'm glad you made it in. I know we got a lot going on, in the time getting here today was a little challenging because it was challenging for me, and we'll talk about that. So yeah, so at the beginning of the show, I was like a little bit looking around and trying to figure out where is my guest, because we had spoken. He definitely is a man of his word, and he is here. So thank you for being here with us, Timothy, and we'll get you right in. I was just sharing with the listeners. Thank you, listeners, for being patient with me today. I was thanking our sponsors, which again, you would like to get your candles. My favorite fragrance is peppermint and lavender. And those are like my morning fragrance and my evening fragrance. And so definitely order those. Order that. Those are really great for morning and end of the day. And so definitely order from Majestic Elegant Candles at livemajestic.com. livemajestic.com. Thank you to my sponsors. And also remember, if you are chiming in for the first time or tuning in for the first time, make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube or my Facebook page. If you're on the radio with me right now, my amazing radio listeners, definitely would love for you to subscribe and like RFD Talk on Instagram and Facebook, on everything at all my platforms should be RFD Talk. So tune in and follow me. Thank you again for being followers. So now we're going to thank you all for following and tuning in. And now I can take my 3 deep breaths because we are on. We are on. Today is an amazing day. That was my beginning affirmation with myself. Today is an amazing day. And I woke up this morning really excited. I just want to share with you a little bit about last night before we go into our guests and take our deep breath. Last night I had the opportunity to hang out at Destiny Center Ministries. Destiny Center Ministries is a non-denominational church where I am a member there with the great jazz Google mogul Dr. Ben Tanker. Ben Tanker. I Before I joined the church, I was a big fan of his music. So it was God led for me to end up at his church because I was like, I love his music, and then he had such a great ministry there. He's a great musician. His music is amazing. I mean, like when I heard it in Ohio when I was in the car with some other sisters from church, and we were in the car listening to Ben Tanker, and I was like, who is this man? That's like, oh, I like this, Lord. I can listen to some gospel jazz. It's really nice. So I'm a fan of my pastor, Ben Tanker. When I ended up going to Ben Tanker's church, my home pastor, Pastor McGuire, gave me permission. He said, Robin, I think that's the church you need to be at. They will give you what you need in this season. And Pastor Ben has been and Dr. Jewel have been giving me what I need in the season of my life right now. And so I hung out at his red carpet last night because he is now, it's called, he has his own, and you have to tune in, you guys. Make sure you subscribe to the Smooth Life TV. And it was really a great thing there. Last night we had the great Bobby Jones was there, so it was amazing watching the generations of great men. And then I have a man here as my guest today. I love celebrating great Black men, and so so it was a generation thing because Pastor Bobby Jones was talking about when he got in television and his experience and where he is. And then we had, Ben Tanker and another gentleman, I want to say Mr. Jerry. I apologize if I have his name wrong, but they're partnered now, and he has an amazing network. It's like two networks connected they joined each other. So that was such a great collaboration. It was such I apologize, I can't think of the other gentleman's name because I was just so excited as I get sometimes, but he has an amazing network as well. So now they're one. So you got to check them out. Look them up if you're in Murfreesboro. Check it out.
Power in partnership.
It is power in partnership, and I got a great partner here. We're going to be talking about connecting with you about partnershiping with you, and so I'm definitely just excited from last night hanging out at the red carpet. It felt like a really great collaboration, partnership, and fun seeing people being able to live out their dreams and expand their territory. And television is powerful. So, and seeing Blacks in television.
Absolutely.
That's the other.
Black is beautiful.
Black is beautiful. The media. Let me end on that. Let me get really clear why I wanted to bring that up. Black media and Black is beautiful. Thank you. So celebrating us because I think we're getting seen and heard more in the media, and that's what we need as a community. So just wanted to say that. And now let's take those 3 deep breaths as we always do here before we go into our show today. I definitely want to make room for Timothy to share with us. He looking stunning as a man. What is that men are what is masculine. He has his masculine look on. We gotta listen and hear what he's got.
Handsome.
And he's handsome. Okay. I love his. That's right. You better say it. And he's handsome. Okay. So let me share with you all. We're not going to listen to what RFD is talking about right now. We're going to get to the meat of the show. But first of all, it's very important for me to invite you to learn the importance of breathing and breath work. Breath work is meditation. It's something that you do before or after prayer or any time in the day when you need to just center yourself, get your thoughts clear. So I'm going to invite you, if you're driving, to keep your eyes open and take your deep breath and center yourself. I'm going to invite you, if you're at home, to take your deep breaths. Just stop and take a few minutes and appreciate the gift of breath, which is the breath of life. And we just want to do that as we go into a really fun conversation, facts, fun, and relevant of today conversation. So let's take these three and breathe out what you don't need in your day or what's been your stress. Breathe in what you do want to bring in. If you want to bring in more hope, more joy, more peace, love, breathe those things in. And then also every other week, tune into my Facebook page or my Instagram page and participate in my breathwork program, which is it's only $12.99, and I do it every other Sunday. Check out for more details. If you need more details and information, email me at rfdtalk@gmail.com. So let's take these deep breaths and let's breathe in.
Breathe in one.
I'm so glad the water wasn't. Oh my goodness. I got to breathe in because I'm excited. Let's breathe in, guys. Breathe in and breathe out. Yes. Take one more deep breath. Breathe in and breathe out. That was our second. Excuse me. Let's do a third one. Breathe in and breathe out. All right. Welcome, beautiful family, to RFD Talk. We are here live with Timothy. We don't want to waste any more time because time is valuable.
It is.
And we need you, Timothy Thompson, to share with us. Look at I love your t-shirt. I love your t-shirt. Let everyone see this t-shirt. So you gotta
stand up for see.
Let's see this t-shirt. We gotta see.
There's my t-shirt.
I'm loving your brand. Thompson, Tim Thompson, District 1. Welcome to RFD Talk. Let's tell our listeners a little bit about who is Tim Thompson.
So, of course, my last time we was here, I really appreciate, first of all, the opportunity for me to be here, Ms. Robin. You came to me at another engagement, and you gave me the opportunity to
keep talking.
I'm just working in radio. So I appreciate that. I appreciate the opportunity to be on the show with you.
Are you close enough?
Let me scoot on over.
Yeah, let's get closer. We got to get the mic right for taping. Okay.
There we go.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Excuse us because of the traffic. It's,
yes. Excuse
But that kind of leads to kind of like what we want to talk about today, which is kind of like the economics of Nashville and the city and how fast it's growing and the big boom that we're experiencing in the city. And whereas, where do we stand as a people and how can we tap in? It's really important, and that's one of the bases is the reason why I'm running for District 1 Councilman is to show leadership and to do some better communications with our community in terms of growth and where we stand in the growth process and how can we better take advantage of the growth process. A lot of times we as a community, we're on the backside of growth. We get what's left rather than be on the front side. So I think communication is a big thing that needs to happen with leadership.
Awesome. So yes, the leadership is important. I feel like we need to work with our leaders. You said again, all the things that are happening here in Nashville with the economy, and it is huge.
So the Nashville community is growing like so fast. We see, they labeled us like Crane City a few years back, and it has not changed since. You see cranes and things going up, and you see development going on all over the city. And then when you get to like District 1, it's kind of like a halt. You got this road construction that's going, and that's going with Clarksville Highway, to widen the Clarksville Highway. That's been an ongoing project now for the last 2 or 3 years that they've wanted to like take place or whatever, but it's happening. But what that represents though is infrastructure. You widen the roads because you want more cars to come through that area, and it's not just to lighten the traffic, but it's so that to increase the traffic so it can go fairly well. And with that, traffic becomes development. Have more stores, you're gonna have more restaurants, you're gonna have more resources that are gonna come to the area because of that new traffic that's gonna come in the area.
And so, with it growing this fast, how do we get a stay connected with our leaders, like you said, and how
Hmm.
do we have a voice in what we need? And,
Well, there's kind of two facets there that I'm gonna speak to. There's many different facets. You can go online. You can go to Nashville.gov. You can go to the state website, Tennessee.gov, and they'll give you some updates on some of the things and developments that are going on as far as the city is concerned. And then also contact your local, council person that's in your district. You know, they would have a great idea of what's going on in that area and the development. So the communication part is really big in that regard because your council person should be able to explain to you what's going on in the community. And if you Google their name, or if you don't know, you Google your address on Nashville.gov. You can go there, put your address in, your zip code, and they'll tell you who your district person is.
and that's important because for some of us who are new to the community, like I've been living here going on 4 years, and
Hmm.
getting to really understand it, actually seeing it and feeling the growth, it's like I need to be more connected with the
Hmm.
leaders,
Hmm.
right? I
Hmm.
feel what you're saying, the communication is important. Are we showing, do you think we need to show up more or do you think we're showing up enough for
Um,
ourselves?
so we just need to participate, and one of the simplest ways that we can participate is by placing our vote. Your vote has power. Like a lot of the experiences that we're seeing that we're on the backside of are because we're not voting in that process. And voting is a very vital part of our economic base in this community because if the people who don't vote don't get heard, but the people who do vote do. It's just in the whole electoral process is that you look at those people who are the most important voters in your who have influence in your area, and you want to be able to stay connected with those people, which is of course a level of communication that you must have in order for your community to grow. you know, um, if your community is going to grow, you got to have those important conversations that nobody wants to have. We talk about sidewalks and we talk about roads and things like that, which are great, and we all want to ride home on a smooth road, or we want to walk to the store on a safe sidewalk. But there's other things like taxes and economic growth in the area when you're talking about business and resources and things like that that have a lot to do with other things other than just roads and sidewalks. So your council person is somebody that you really need to build a relationship with in your community, get to know that person, and then also too another good way of building that rapport is building rapport with your neighbors.
Mm-hmm.
Join the neighborhood association. The city of Nashville has a department that's dedicated to the neighborhood associations to hear what the concerns of the community are. So that sometimes when you can't reach that council person, sometimes you can go to the community a meeting, a community association meeting, and meet with them and express your concerns there. And that's another avenue to be able to at least be heard. And if you, as an organization, have a collective and you approach somebody, it's power in numbers. And so we have enough people crying loud enough. The squeaky wheel gets the oil. So.
I agree. How do you see the role of councilman? How do you see yourself shaping? I have a couple questions I wrote down. How do you see this role you shaping it, the policy and decision promoting in this
Well,
economy growth within the city?
the whole office of council person, as you is a hot subject. With them wanting to minimize well, not minimize, they want to downsize the council from 40 to 20 people. It started in 1962 with the booming growth of the city, and the representation of the councilman was simply to give that number of people in that particular district a voice to be heard on the government level. When it comes to concerns of water issues, air quality, taxes, um, how much money is going to be dedicated to your side of town or your community in terms of tax revenue and things like that to get the proper attention that your neighborhood needs, like sidewalks and streets and things like that. So my thing is that me coming in this position, because I've been in District 1 for oh about 30 years of my life that I've experienced in District 1, and seeing the growth and how kind of like meticulous the growth has been, in comparison to some of the other areas in the city, around the city, how they've just really been boomed in growth, and District 1 has kind of been slow in the process. So one of the things I want to do is I want to come in and help figure out, hey, what are some of the best ways that we as a community can grow, and can experience some of the boom and still preserve the heritage of District 1.
And that, Timothy, me just moving in 4 years ago, I heard all this when I moved to Tennessee almost 2 decades ago, right? Because I knew that Nashville was a hit and go rush, right? And actually, when my realtor said that to me, I didn't understand the word hit and go rush, right? And so we went to Murfreesboro, right? And as naive as I can sound right now, I really was just so focused on like just raising my children at the time and just getting through that part of my life. But now in this part of my life, and I'm on in this other part of my life, and I'm realizing how we are all connected and how everything affects who we are.
Absolutely.
And so I definitely think that seeing the growth made me say, I need to really make sure that I'm doing what I have to do for us and we, us as a community to stay a part of Nashville, right? To to see more of that happening in your area as well in other areas, right?
Right, absolutely. I mean, it's one of those type of deals. If you're not a part of the growth, then you become a victim of the growth. A lot of families and things kind of get pushed around in things because they're not participating in the growth processes that are going on. We as individuals, human beings, we have a personal dedication where we have to grow within ourselves.
Right.
And as we grow, it allows others to grow. And one of the reasons why I'm running for this election is that I raised my children. I have 4 beautiful daughters. I have a son. I have grandkids, and they've grown and started their families and things like that. But in seeing them grow, my daughter just completed a program at Meharry, in dental hygiene, and
That's awesome.
being able to grow, and me seeing her. Then my other daughter just had my 4th grandchild. She's married, just had a 4th, and these are all elements of growth and elevation. And so I looked at that and I said, well, I've done well with them. What can I do next? What's next for me? Is it cut more hair? Is it throw another party, or is it maybe I can get involved in my community and not just watch it, but I can be a part of that growth, and also be an example to my kids as they grow. Dad grows too, and I can put myself in a position to where I can help them and help their friends and help my grandchildren as well, with their growth process. So that's leadership, that's being an example, and that's showing some strong mentor abilities, and so that's what I want to do.
I love it. Congratulations to all your accomplishments and raising your family here in Nashville. And I see that personal growth because, like you said, you could continue and you have been gifted to be a barber and touching the community and hearing what the community needs is. Because I know for being just to me being a barber, because I also in the community of beauty and health. So it's really, you are the heart of people. You hear their needs every day, whether they're financially comfortable or discomfort of finances. The whole walks of life comes through the barbershop, is what I'm saying. So you get to hear, you get to hear the variety of economic needs. So I think that's great. That, what you're saying is now is the time to really, really, for us as mature individuals to really look at what is, be a part of it. Are you a part of it? Are you going to?
It's about getting involved. You got to get involved, and you don't have to do everything, but just do one thing. If it's go to the community meetings,
Okay.
or show up to the meetings, the zoning hearings, go down to the Metro Council meetings from time to time. You don't have to stay the whole entire time. You can
Okay.
stay for a short period. The thing is that the more active you can be in terms of getting an understanding and seeing what's going on in the community, and you'll find out there's a lot of great things that are going on in Nashville that we all can be a part of. That if we just took the time out to just come out of our boxes, come out of our shells, and just reach out.
Alright.
But if the minimal thing that you can do as a person in the community, if you have the ability to do it, and that's vote.
Mm.
Vote, vote, vote. Vote is the is the leveling ground for every individual in this city is for you to vote. Everybody vote carries the same amount of power, no more than no one else's. It doesn't matter about money, it doesn't matter about any of those things. It just matter about you going in that voting booth and pushing that button.
That's awesome. Well, let's take just a second. Yes, it's important to vote. We're going to make sure that everyone understands that you are saying, and what I'm hearing is showing up is power, and
Absolutely.
showing up for yourself and showing up for others is pushing the they would say the pushing the ink or pushing the envelope, because I
Mhm.
believe I look at life now in my own life. I feel like when you do show up, that is powerful. It's very one of my favorite quotes talks about that 80% is showing up
Mhm.
for yourself,
Mhm.
and it just makes a difference.
Mhm.
So definitely remember to get registered to vote. Each and
Register to
every
vote.
listener and Facebook follower, YouTube follower, it does make a difference, and we
Mhm.
have to make a difference in our communities. I think it's important to really pay attention to are we showing up enough?
Yeah. So showing up uh, means that when you see how money is spent in the areas of town and area side of town, and you know, I think a lot of people just feel like that once they vote on election day, which is early voting starts July the 14th, and then the election day is August 3rd. But when they show up, they feel like that once they've gone in that booth and they place their vote, that it just stops there, and it doesn't. You know what I mean? It's like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, once you voted for that person, now is when the accountability starts. You know what I mean? Like, I place my vote now. Let's see what's going to happen with it. Let's see what's going to, and then not only just let's see, but let me go down here to this meeting, or let me make sure I get contact information to call this person if it's a problem or issue that we have, or if it's something that we can take advantage of to be, get on the beautification committee in your neighborhood. Plant some flowers, plant a tree. There's many ways that we can get involved to help preserve our communities. That we just go and pick up the trash. Form a team of people that go and just clean up once a month in your community to pick the trash up. Or form a team and you all get together and you just go to the parks in your community and just have a community walk. All of those things
Mm.
are ways that we can get involved in our community to help one another, and it's a part of embracing what it is that we have, this great assets that over the years that in District 1 that people have fought for to have, and a certain way of life. But now it's time that we play a part in it. Neighborhoods are what they are because the people in the community participate and they place demand for what it is that they want.
I, I agree with you. Me growing up, not in Nashville, but in my hometown, it make me think about that. I looked at that when we moved away into suburbs and we decided to leave our communities. I don't think we was really fighting for what we really should. That's why I feel
Mhm.
like we gave up the fight a little bit. I don't think.
Well,
Do
it's
you think
just
we give up the fight and we don't show up
I
enough?
don't think it's that we give up the fight. I think people may have lost interest because of poor leadership.
Okay.
It's as soon as you see some leadership that's not doing something in your best favor, you know, we, we like, hey, forget it. It doesn't matter, no, or anything like that. But that's not true. You know what I mean? Like
Okay.
those things I just gave you examples of, it don't require leadership. It just requires the individual that just gets together and say, hey, let's do something. If
Okay.
we want to plant flowers or clean up the neighborhood, that doesn't require leadership. Just requires an initiative of some people that say, "Hey, we want to make a difference in our neighborhood. We want to clean up this brush. Some of these trees and things. And that that's just some initiative that it takes. The more you can do individually on your part, if you can sweep up around your own house, then you've been a great help to the community, because now that's one house less that the community has to worry about looking decent. You know what I mean? But I promise you, if you sweep up around your house and clean it up, then it's going to impact somebody else, and it's going to make them want to do something as well. And you have to have that dedication to your community and that type of involvement if you want to see some changes, if you want to see positive change. Now, if you just want to just close your door and don't want to know what's going on the outside, and close yourself off, then that's fine. That's your choice. But you can't be upset about the changes that are going around you because you decide to stay inside. You've got to get out, you got to involve, and you got to use your voice, and express your concerns.
Wow, I really appreciate what you're sharing with us, because I feel like sometimes, what do I need to do more for the community, right? Like, how do you be more of an impact to your community? Like a question that just sometimes in my mind, it's like, what else am I supposed to be doing to help the certain community? So thank you for sharing those ideas. I hope
Yeah.
somebody on here, and I got some great ideas. Like, that's true that if you start with your own house, I always feel like you
Absolutely.
start with your own house, which is an impact to the next neighbor.
Hey, you know what? We can never discredit. Back in the day, I remember going to the prayer meetings in the neighborhood. You could start a prayer meeting to where people in the neighborhood to get together and you pray for the impact of your neighborhood and the growth and the protection and the covering.
Oh wow!
Of your neighborhood. Something as simple as that is a way that you can get involved in your neighborhoods. There's all of these plethora of ways for us to get involved in our neighborhoods. And it doesn't necessarily require the masses. You could 5 or 6 people can get together and sell prayer that will cover
that's true.
cover the kids. You see the kids out, somebody needs some help, and I know it's a troubling time with our youth. That experiencing a lot of different things, but um, somebody had to tell me to stop throwing rocks at cars when I was growing up in order for me to stop doing that. Because I could have possibly not only just damaged or hurt somebody else bad, but I was hurting myself. You know, but if there's nobody to stop you or to just say, hey, we don't want that here, then it continues. I know there's a lot of things in this world that are going on with the guns, violence, and things like that that are called for, safety concerns and stuff in your community. But the police can only protect those who stand out and want to make a difference in their communities. That's the only way they serve and protect. Well, they have to serve and protect those who express an interest. But you can't expect for them to show up to your neighborhood and then to do all the work. It's not going to happen because they have to go on to their families too. They can't be there 24/7.
That's true. That's really, you made some really take them home points. I do agree with you that yes, we have to be that person to do our part in our communities to see the difference being made. And I really I have a couple questions. I wrote down a couple questions,
Okay.
and y'all think you answered so many of them already. I'm like, okay. So how do you engage and involve? Oh well, you're not actually yet, but how would you? I guess this question should be like, how do you engage with and involve members of the community in the decision making process?
Yeah. So that's where you call your council person or whatever. Like I
Okay.
said, get their phone numbers, find out their names, find out where they live, find out their email addresses, send them an email, place a phone call, or something like that. And then also too, again, your neighborhood associations. Join a neighborhood association. And if you don't have one, then maybe you consider, to start your own.
Okay, and I did say you might have already answered, so I apologize. What I was trying to answer, excuse me, and thank you for re-answering that for us. What is your vision for the future of the city?
The vision for the future of Nashville.
And how do you plan to work towards that as councilman?
So, my vision for the city of Nashville is as it continues to grow. I mean, my vision is to see us participate more in the growth process. That's my vision. I feel it as if that in order for us to really benefit from the growth, it's a part to say, hey, I live in Nashville, and you go other places, hey, ooh, it's booming in Nashville, everything is growing, and then you're saying that, you sit back and it's like, well, you see the boom, but where am I in that boom? What part of that boom am I the fire? Am I the smoke? Am I the what part am I playing in that boom of the city? Am I just staying in the house and watching everybody and enjoy the resources and things that come to the city? So my vision is, let's be a part of this growth that we're seeing. Let's ride this wave of growth. The next 10 to 15 years in the city we're going to grow so exponential in terms of the city, because you got density that's going to increase. But you got stadiums and all these things that come to town. Well, guess what? It takes resources to keep those things there, and resources come from people paying tax dollars, and tax dollars come from people paying their taxes. And so in the economic system, it's a supply and demand. But the only people that gets the supply are the ones who are participating in the process. And how do you participate? You pay your taxes and you vote. And you go to work every day. And then as you do those things, then you can place a demand to say, hey, we want this type of restaurant, we want this type of store in our community, because we show the financial basis to be able to support, to be able to keep it viable in the community, and we also offering some good employees to be able to keep this current in the community. And that's kind of grassroots economics right there. Is that if you want your community to grow, then you have to spend money in community. You have to make sure that it's safe. You have to make sure that it has the opportunity to grow, and you spend that money, spend those dollars there.
Great. I love this. This is a lot of great information for me today, because I really feel your passion for our community. And I'm saying you guys definitely.
District 1 Councilman Tim Thompson.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Option, Tim Thompson.
I'm saying that as well. Hold that thought right there. We're going to just take just a deep breath. We'll come back with a couple more questions that I have. And you have answered a lot of them. But I definitely want to say, for today's wins for the week, I have a question for you. We asked all the followers and listeners, can you tell me what is one of your wins for this week? Tim Thompson.
One of my wins for this week was, hey, just waking up and just enjoying this beautiful weather in our beautiful city, and enjoying all of these opportunities to get involved. And in the simplest form, I got my t-shirts in. They look really good.
I love your
amazing.
T-shirts. I love it. I know. I got to get me one now.
If you want a T-shirt, I got one for you. No problem.
We have to have you come back, and when you come back, I have to wear my T-shirt.
So we'll have them on together.
We could be matching.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
So you can get a T-shirt. You can reach out, email us at timthompsonfordistrict1@gmail.com.
Absolutely.
Or you can go to in my Instagram pages, TP Barbering Events, or TP Thompson Plays Golf.
You play golf too?
Oh, absolutely.
I
love golf.
Oh my goodness. I would love to.
Campaigning has dipped into my golf playing.
I didn't know this about you the last time you came to the show. That's great.
I love the golf.
Oh wow. I inspired to golf some more. I've done a little playing with the putt, but it's one of those things that someday RFD plan on doing more of.
Hey, it's either going to help you or it's going to hurt you.
Well, I know. I heard about golf. I have heard about how it can help or hurt you. And that's what I'm like, God, what am I seeking for, Lord? So every week we also hear, Tim, thank you for sharing your wins with us. And we salute you on your wins. Also, one of my wins this week will be, I have to just, in closing on wins for the week, it's just waking up and having the opportunity to come here live in Nashville and here to interview with you again. So that's one of my wins today. And just thankful that God gave me a a healthy mind, body, and spirit today.
That's awesome.
Those are my
Spread the love.
wins. That
Spread the
is my
love.
wins for today, followers and lovers,
Spread the
and
wins.
loves and lovers. I don't even know what I mean by that part, but I mean lovers of the RFD Talk Show. That's what I'm talking about, because I know I have a lot of great followers and families and friends. So I love you guys. Thank you for letting me share my wins, but also the word for this week is hope. Because I feel like when I was thinking about and getting prepared for to meet with you, I was like, Lord, what is the word? Just having more hope for things to manifest in that way of a healthy, strong community, homes, our lives. So hope is today's word. I don't know what hope means to you. What would hope mean to?
I'm going to. I was sitting here thinking about it. I said, hope is helping others participate every day.
You said hope is helping others participate every day.
Every day.
Every day. Every day. I love it.
Every day that you help someone participate, you provide hope.
And that's what I felt in my spirit. I said, this is what the Lord gave me on the way out the door. He said, the word for today is hope. Thank you for sharing your definition of that. And also we have a couple more questions. What else would you want to share with us, Timothy Thompson, as I look over a couple more questions? Because you have really answered a lot of my questions. I was like, you can't, I want.
Hey, I was looking through your window this morning. And I said, she's going to ask me this question, so I better be prepared to answer.
I know he answered. Like, he was reading my mind. I was like, dang, I thought I did some really good questions. He was like, boom, boom. Oh, yeah. And so, again, share with us what motivated you to run for public office.
So what motivated me, again, I was telling you about my kids, but not only just that. So what really motivates me more is like I really enjoy engaging with people, and I really enjoy educating people. It's one thing to tell people something, but it's important that you can interpret things for people and to communicate that to them, to make sure that they have a working understanding, that so they as individuals can go out and they can be great. Mm-hmm. And so one of the things that I realized is that, in all things government, a lot of the biggest things that people don't understand is that process. We look at the TV, we watch the news, and we hear about these changes in legislature, and we hear about changes with the General Assembly, and we hear about the change with the council being, reduced. But oftentimes we don't know how those things impact us, or how can we be involved in that change, Is it just when we go down and grab a sign and we protest when something we don't like? But what about the things that we do like that are happening? How can we get involved in it? And so that's a communication thing, So why can't we bring that to the people so that we can communicate like what we like to see and see them to do in their lives, and how can we add to it?
What advice would you give young people who are interested in getting involved in our communities and making a difference in local politics?
I would say go volunteer. Go and volunteer. Work on somebody's campaign. Go volunteer. You can volunteer at your local church or volunteer at some of these nonprofit agencies. You got Second Harvest. You got the Red Cross. You got different organizations in your community that help distribute different things to kids and families, things like that. You can start a food drive. Sell lemonade to help and supply shoes for underprivileged kids. And you go to shelters. The biggest thing young people can do that they have more of anything is time that they can use to go and help others. And that's what helped me to this day. Is that I remember doing Meals on Wheels when I was a young kid. I was helping with Meals on Wheels and doing the boxes at Second Harvest Food Bank to help, supply boxes and things like that. And then when I got older and I got grown, I said, man, I want to do a mobile food pantry, for the community. And so in 2019, that's what I did. We fed like 300 families over in the North Nashville area. And we distributed like 20,000 pounds of food in that community.
Wow.
And we went to all of the like food pantries in the area, and we told them, say, hey, on this particular day, we're going to be giving our food. And we had like 300 families that showed up. We got fresh produce and everything, and which was really good, And hey, other people can do the same thing, Young people, if you pool your resources, there's power in numbers. You can come together and pull your numbers together. And just like me and my friends growing up, we would collect our dollars together. We'd go in the trash, put our pennies, nickels, and dimes, and we throw ourselves a party. We didn't have enough individually, but together we had enough for everybody to enjoy. So, just in that simplest form, if we could bring our little and together it can become much.
Wow, that was awesome. That was powerful. And that's true. If you put our little together,
Mhm.
like you said, the strength in numbers, our little together, we become powerful. I love that. The other question that I'm still having is I would like to know what is the biggest, and some of our listeners might want to know, what is the biggest challenges we're facing for your district and the city, and how do you plan to address them?
Well, one of the biggest challenges we face in our district is the district is aging. A lot of the people that are in the District 1, are 60 plus in years in age, and a lot of them have been in their homes for 50 plus years, some of them 40 plus years, in age. And it's kind of like the people that are moving in, people are passing away and are transitioning into their life, into their second life. And people are coming in that don't look like us, that don't look like them, and which is, it's nothing wrong. That's a part of the growth of the city. But at the same time, it's preserving your legacy is what's
Mm,
important. And that's my mission, is to help District 1 preserve the legacy of what it was created to be by its occupants, by the residents that are there. A lot of people moved that were first and second generation graduates from TSU, and white collar workers who had been able to work long enough and amass enough heritage of their own to buy their first home and things like that. And so, but what's happened is when their kids got grown, they all moved away and nobody has moved back in the community to help. And so now what's happening is you have this boom in the city where people are coming from elsewhere, and they're coming into like the community to kind of like grab up all this property. It looks nice and it's fine, but the locals are not really like able to benefit from it. So we want to help them get involved to show up their property is, protect themselves, protect their assets, and what kind of legacy they can leave behind for the kids and grandchildren for them to be able to enjoy it. And there's some things that can be put in place right now in order to help them, in order for them to achieve that goal.
awesome, awesome. Well, thank you for sharing that with us. Also, that is true. I do notice that a lot of that happens with our elderly not being
Protect.
informed and
Mm-hmm.
protected and
Mm-hmm.
knowing that understanding and leaving that legacy in the community, and that we are more of us are still be in the community. I like what you are. And I know that is a challenge for this community. So how can so my final question would be, well, how will people get in touch with you to support you with these concerns and ideas that you have?
Awesome. So two ways. That's one way is you can go to my website, and that's Tim Thompson for District 1, and that's Tim Thompson for District 1 at gmail.com. That's
Okay.
one. Um,
So
I'm sorry. Another area is that you can call my phone 615-482-1112.
you want to type it in
Oh,
there? You can type it in as well as you're talking if you want to type it in. So you want to type it in as well for those who are watching. You can call him.
yeah, call us at 615, or you can text us or leave a message. And then also again, the website is Tim Thompson for District 1 at gmail.com. Is my email address. If you go there, you can to the email, and we'll forward you whatever information concerning with your questions or anything like that. And then for donor information, if you'd like to donate to the campaign, you can go to Tim Thompson for District 1 at gmail.com again, or you can text us at 615-582-1112, and we can continue to write the link in order for you to donate.
All right. Well, definitely, definitely, we are so honored to have you here today, and definitely want to make sure that you come back again, and we'll talk about more. So today, what final words would you have for our listeners as we wrap it up? on the importance of you becoming a councilman for District 1 and things that we see right now today that we want to focus on.
My thing now is be active. Get active in your community. Get active in the process. Be active. If your activation is voting, vote. If your activation is getting in your community, helping to clean it up, clean it up. If it means to go and helping tutoring some kids in school, do that. But by all means, get active and get involved in your community. Activation is the thing. Get active.
Yes, get active, people. We need you to get active. Today is what we're going to be doing. If you have a question, we have less than 2 minutes, and you could call in really quick and ask with you any questions at 615-227-1470. I don't know if I told you guys that, but if you have less than 2 minutes, I am elated again, and I am Robin F. David, excited, aka RFD, to have you as a guest. We look forward to having you back again, but I also want to remind our followers to like, share, and subscribe to the RFD Talk Show every Tuesday morning, beautiful family.
10 a.m.
Yes, 10 a.m. You want to join us for the discussion. We're expanding and growing here in the greater Nashville. How you can get active and get active, because Tim Thompson said the word today. We all have a part to play, and let's figure that out together. We achieve more. Definitely follow me on all my platforms, which are RFD Talk. You can email me at rfdtalk@gmail.com if you are interested in promoting your business. You like to come on as a guest, and you think that you'll be a great guest. Inbox me. Let's just have this conversation. I have a sponsor kit promotion going now if you're wanting to advertise. And definitely check out my workbook, which is Healing from the Inside Out. I dropped one of my bookmarks. Healing from the Inside Out. You can order that directly from me. Thank you. You see, oh wait, and I may be rewriting this and doing my cover again, because I have been definitely wanting to talk more about my healing from the inside out. So you might want to order that, and then also my anthology, where I am an Amazon bestseller, and I'm just having my computer all over the place today, guys. So here we are at Healthy, Abundant, and Wise. That's my other anthology, and definitely are looking for active leaders who want to join me on the mission in the community with the Golden Foundation. I'm the president of the Golden Foundation, and I'm an advocate for children and mothers who are thriving after homicide. So I like to say thriving, because I think that experience happened when you were a survivor. Now it's time to become.
I think the next time I come back, we'll talk about advocating.
Okay.
And what are some avenues so we can get involved in advocating in our community?
Yes, come back for that. I look for that. Yes, please come back and we'll talk about advocating. So yes, Golden Foundation. Follow me on my Facebook page. It's Golden Foundation at Greater Nashville. Thank you all. It is again my pleasure every Tuesday to be here. I am Robin F. David, aka as RFD. I'm inspiring you to embrace, love, and nurture yourself, beautiful family, and others. And others. Have an amazing Tuesday, beautiful people.
Are you in bad pain? You know what I mean.